Everybody? It's a crazy Leviathan prophecy, and today's video is a video I saw on Instagram. Now, obviously, T Mac was saying that he doesn't consider Curry to be in his top 5 or top 10 of he because he don't think that he can elevate himself when his players go down, when his key players go down, which is Draymond Green and Clay. As you can see, if you go back and look at that 2016 NBA Finals, Draymond Green was suspended for game 4 or 5, I believe. I don't think that made a significant impact in the series, but you know, it probably did because I believe that was when they won like 73 games and lost 9. They was trying to capture, or they was trying to surpass that Bulls record. In my opinion, okay, so this is what he says, right? T Mac said that he doesn't consider Curry top 5 or top 10 because when his key players are down, when his key players are down or teammates are down, he doesn't elevate, or he doesn't elevate himself, or he doesn't elevate players around him, right? Now we all know Curry don't play defense. Let's just get it out of the way. I know Curry stands are gonna be, oh wait a minute, he does play defense. He does. He led the league in inflections and this and that. Like he plays team defense. Sometimes he'll try to get a little steal here and there, a little deflection here and there. But let's be real. He doesn't play defense. Okay, he doesn't affect the game like a John Morant or an Ant or Iverson. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't affect the game like that. He's a one-trick pony. You give him the rock on offense, he's gonna shoot the heck out. He's gonna shoot the heck out of that ball. But if he somehow put a little bit effort on defense, he would have been an okay defender. You know, he's the James Harden on defense. He just doesn't want to play defense. I don't know what it is, but T Mac wasn't critiquing his game. He was just saying that he just doesn't elevate others when his key players are down. And I totally agree with him. I totally agree with him. I totally agree with him. And it's sad because my Knicks was in that same position. My Knicks was in the, not really same position, but my Knicks was in the position to draft Curry. Now, obviously, they were a pick behind the Golden State Warriors, so they really couldn't really pick Curry. But if they did, let's say hypothetically my Knicks moved up one slot to draft Curry, he would have bombed here. He would have failed miserably because we didn't have the right tools to put pieces around him for him to succeed. He went to a better team in Golden State Warriors, because they had vets like Richardson, who also played for the Knicks. They had Monte Ellis. You know what I'm saying? So they had some cats out there that showed him the ropes. Now obviously they did move off of Monte Ellis, and they made Curry the primary guy. They said that, okay, Curry, we're going to build around you. We're going to make sure you have everything to succeed. And look at that. 4 championships, 2 MVPs. I think he won like 1 anonymous MVP. He won NBA Finals MVP. I think 1 went to Iguodala. But ever since this playing tournaments even started, they have not had good luck. Go back and look at their track record when it comes to playing tournaments. I think they like 0-5 or something like that. It was equivalent to like when they was losing on the road you know, they were like terrible on the road, you know, but they were very good at home, which is weird, you know. Um, but you know, like I said, man, I agree with T Mac. I think when push comes to shove, Curry is just a one trick pony. Now again, he's not insulting his game. He just doesn't think that he can elevate people with the players that he got, or when his two key players go down, the players that he has, T Mac believes that he doesn't have the tools. He doesn't have the will to will them to a championship, or to force a game 7, or you know what I'm saying? Like to win in overtime. He just doesn't have that because he has to depend on those two key guys that just went down. And if those two guys are not in that lineup, he folds like a cheap tent. He folds like a cheap tent. And I've been telling people this all the time. If my Knicks somehow drafted Curry, he would have failed here. He would have become Westbrook and James Harden as we know them today. And Damian Lillard. All them three are very great players. But let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. They're selfish. It's just about me, and not the team. And as great as Iverson was, again, he just didn't understand the concept of team basketball. It was just let me just go get a bucket and put it on a show. You know, same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, it was just me. It was just me all the time. That's why he couldn't win, or that's why he couldn't get out his own way, because he was just stubborn and he didn't understand the team concept. But as he got older, he understood, okay, I'm not the main guy anymore. You know, like it took him when he got to LA to realize he's not the main guy anymore. You know, but you know, a lot of people want to be salty. A lot of people say, "Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. You haven't won anything." Like, did T Mac even get out the first round? That's what it said in the comments. It was crazy. I mean, if you go to IG, if you have IG, just click T Mac, and then it'll pop up. You know, I forgot to put the link in the video. But if you go to IG, type in T Mac, you'll see it. You know, it'll pop up. You'll see it. You know. But like I said, I totally agree with him. You know, I mean, at least T Mac was clutch in big games. You remember when he scored like what 13 points in 13 seconds or whatever? Yeah, that was pretty impressive. And he did that with a hobbling Yao Ming. You know, he didn't even have great players around. I mean, he had decent players around him, you know. But a lot of these fans took a shot at his career. It was crazy. Oh, you haven't won a championship. You don't know what it like. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, have you even gotten out of the first round before this and that and the third? Like, injuries did rob him. You know, you know, I believe injuries do play a part of sports. You know, because you don't play healthy. You can't play healthy throughout your entire career. You know, you're human. You know, your body can only push so far. You know, you're not a damn robot. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I just think that people just be in their own heads sometimes. You know, it's okay to be judgmental. You know, not everybody's going to agree with you. You know, some might agree, some might disagree. You know, just like how, oh, he won with and without KD. Because he had Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. You know, like when those two went down, you could see that they was just losing a lot of games. And I don't know how they snuck into the play-in tournament. Because when before the start of the season, we wasn't sure if Klay Thompson was going to come back from his injury. Draymond Green could only do so much. You know what I'm saying? This team is old, you know. Bob Myers is not the GM anymore. So I think whatever his name is, Dunvilly, I think, is the GM. And Bob Myers is the one who put all those two guys together. All three of those guys together. So kudos to him and his drafting expertise. But yeah, I mean, I just think people in this generation just likes to hear their own voice. And I mean, any little thing that you say, it's sensitive in this PG era, you know. You know, but like I said, it's his opinion, you know, not yours. You know, like I don't even have Curry in my top 5 or 10. I have Curry top 20. I mean, just because you win a lot of championships doesn't mean that you're great. You put Curry on a bad team and you'll see how bad he really is. That's the difference. Iverson was doing this with no help. LeBron James was doing this with no help. He had no all-stars beside himself when he was dragging that sorry, pathetic Cavaliers to the finals. Now, people can say, well, the East was weak, and the East was weak. My Knicks wasn't doing good at the time. I mean, nobody was really a threat outside of Boston, you know, in Miami, and the Hawks. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, competition is competition. Whether it's strong or weak, hey, take advantage of it. You know, just like how you take advantage of life, take advantage of it. 'Cause you'll never know if you'll ever be in this same position again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people want to downgrade this whole playoff playoff performance. Like, oh, everybody was injured. It wasn't really a fair, you know, matchup. Like, you know, like I believe the Celtics would have beaten the Heat with Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler is only one person. It's not like they have 5 Jimmy Butlers on the damn court. It's only him, and he can only control so much. Him coming off of that. Okay, let's say he does play. Is he 100%? No. He'll probably be like what, 50% healthy coming into that game. My Knicks, if my Knicks, and I don't want to play the if game. I'm not about ifs, but if my Knicks somehow beat Indiana, are they well equipped to beat Boston, knowing that Jalen Brunson may not play game 1, dealing with that ham injury? Yeah, they might tape it up, but will he be effective? You know what I'm saying? Giannis and Dame didn't really coexist the whole entire season. You know, and I said, well, in my mind, I said that this was a bad pick. This was a bad move. I mean, they were just better off running the team back with the same players, same head coach. But you know what? I think the NBA has too much power, I believe. And this is why I kind of respect the NFL, because the NFL is not a players' league. It's a union team. It's a union league, you know? Like, they go by what they feel like is necessary. You know, they go by the bucks. If you have a star player and he wants this and that and the third, you're going to give it to him because he's the star player. You know? Like, Peyton Manning couldn't even call his own plays at the beginning. But when he got experience and when he got more equipped, he can call his own plays. The NFL will probably allow you to do that, but in terms of, oh, I want you off the team, or I don't want, like, no, that's all on management, and yeah, that's all on management with the NFL. That's why I said the NFL and the NBA are two totally different leagues. You know, one is about player, one is about one is about power, player empowerment, and the other one is about structure, culture. I'm not saying that both don't have culture, but culture within the team. You know, like we don't care how good you are, you can be replaced. Saquon Barkley, you're great, you can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all these great running backs, early 2000s. You know, Adrian Peterson, Chris Johnson, Maurice Jones-Drew, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, not Lawrence Taylor. Fred Taylor. They were all great. Replace them all. You know what I'm saying? So you can be replaced. That's something that, I had to learn a long time ago. You can be replaced in this world. So people just need to get out their own shell and stop being so damn sensitive. I mean, let me ask you this question. Outside of shooting, what is Curry's best attribute? What is he really good at besides shooting? I mean, he doesn't really rebound the ball much. He barely assists. I mean, look, he averages like what, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and he averages about what, 30 points, sometimes 40, depending on the matchup. Curry didn't change basketball. The Europeans changed basketball because obviously, if you look at most of the Europeans, they don't play defense. Luka doesn't play defense. Joker doesn't play defense. Outside of Wemby, but Wemby is a different type. Wemby is a different cat. You see how tall that nigga is. So he's excluded. Like, they just don't play defense. I don't know if that wasn't taught in them. I don't know if that was instilled in them, but they just don't play defense at all. Okay, so when Manu Ginobili, I mean, at least Manu tried. At least Manu can get in there and get dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was no punk. Like, he'll guard you. Like, I remember that block he had against James Harden. Oh, that was a nice, beautiful block. All hand on ball. No foul, no nothing. James Harden like, oh, ref. Nope, that was clean. That was clean. That was hands on ball. At least Manu Ginobili, I'll give him that. At least he tried to play defense. But Jokic, no. Luka, heck no. It's just crazy, So yes, the NBA is going to be run by Europeans. That's just how it is, because they can shoot the heck out of that ball, and Curry came from a small school. It's not like he came from Duke or these big time schools. He went to a small school. Davidson, barely recruited, barely recruited. But you'll find a lot of great players in the draft. I mean, Kawhi Leonard didn't go to a big time school. Paul George went to Fresno State. Kawhi Leonard went to San Diego State. Draymond Green went to Michigan. So you'll find great players in any draft, in NFL, NBA. You just got to learn how to draft. And that's something that the Warriors have done to perfection. They know how to draft. So that's all I have to say. Let me know in the comment section down below. Is Curry, in your estimation, considered top 5, top 10? With all the attributes that he has, with all the accolades, not attributes, with all the accolades that he has, could he have done it with, or could he have done it without those two that I mentioned? Because you remember his early days in Golden State Warriors. Look at the teammates that he had. He had a vet in Richardson, Monte Ellis, and they were struggling. They had a bad record, I believe, that year. So the answer is no. I don't think Curry can will a team to higher heights like LeBron and Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the competition. I don't care if the competition is weak, strong. You do what you got to do, because you never know when you're going to be in that position again. So you take advantage of it, kind of like the golden opportunity, you're opportunist, you take advantages of an injured person or injured team, Oh, your favorite player is not playing? Okay, I don't care. I'm going to take advantage of it. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.